What's up, coach? I want to welcome you to this training. It's Josh here. If you don't know my name already, then you've obviously been living under a rock. Now, I want to start off by saying you need to strap yourself in because I'm about to literally give you all the secret herbs and spices. I'm going to give you the peek behind the curtains. This is going to be one of the spiciest free trainings that you'll have watched. Primarily because I am the kind of person where I'm literally just going to be giving everything away. And you'll see at the bottom of this training why I actually do want to just give almost everything away. But I'm not going to waste any of your precious time. Let's actually just dive straight into this. So in this training, what we're looking at going through is the exact Instagram sales funnel we're using to create a torrential downpour of leads and applications into our online coaching businesses without needing to use fancy opt-in funnels, AI bots, silly email lists, or even doing like cold outreach. So in this training, let me actually zoom this in a little bit so you can read it. Bear with me for a second here. So in this training, I'll be breaking down why this system will literally shit on any other client getting system out there in the marketplace right now, and why this will be the way of the marketing, lead gen, and brand building for the remainder of 2023 and beyond. So before we get any deeper into this, who is this actually for? So this is for you if you're a PT or health coach. I spelled this wrong, my bad, let's fix that. Looking to build and scale an online coaching business to 10K per month and beyond. If that's the case, this is for you. If you're a PT or health coach wanting a simple, fun, and predictable system to grow an audience of red hot prospects, this is for you. If you're a PT or health coach wanting to build a high ticket online coaching program so you can actually charge what you're worth, have the time and freedom location, then this is for you. If you're a PT or health coach wanting a system where you can stack personal brand, targeted content, and low-cost paid ads to achieve a minimum of 4 times return on ad spend or return on investment. If that's the case, then this is for you. And just so you know, I know who I am and what I'm sort of doing and what I'm all about, this training is based upon my experience in investing over $100,000 into masterminds, courses, and mentors such as a few gentlemen actually under the name of Lynn Trin. We've got Dan Suckling, Dan Bolton, Brandon Forbes, and Systems by Design, and many more. I've gone all in on my education over the last few years. And pretty much this learning that I've learned from everybody else, plus everything that I've also learned in $500,000 worth of revenue, 300 plus clients, hundreds of thousands in advertising spend, and countless mistakes and lessons from my own online fitness coaching journey inside of my business called the Bikini Body Project. And unlike any of the other sort of gurus out there that you see, posting content or running paid ads or whatever it might be, I actually use this exact system in my business to generate leads and also grow my audience. Now, before I move on, I want to just drop a shameless plug in here of me actually working online in my business from a villa in Bali whilst I was traveling overseas for a few months back in 2022. So this is just me fulfilling on my dream, and I'm going to say to some degree, this is what you dream of as well. Being able to open your laptop, work from anywhere in the world, and basically do whatever the fuck you want. That's what most online coaches want. So that's pretty much why you'll be here. So with that out of the way, let's start by breaking down the guru advice that you've heard or followed so far on your online coaching journey. Whether you are literally just getting started and you're at ground zero, as you can see before, this is for you, or you've been in the game for a while now and you're stuck around 5, 10, 15, even 20K per month, right? This is definitely for you. So here's the old advice, or the advice you're probably used to hearing. Just run one simple ad, prospects will be warmed up and ready to throw money at you on autopilot so you can reach 10 or 20K per month without needing to post content. Or some of the other advice, like down the other end of the spectrum, just post value-driven content daily on your social media to go viral, use some pretty Canva posts, and just grow your audience organically. Or you could join other people's free Facebook groups, engage with the members inside of there, and then reach out to them in the DMs and be like, hey Sally, great to connect, and send that message to everyone else who you probably get that message on a daily basis as well. Let's be honest, I definitely wake up to 5 or 6 of those messages every day, and it's just cringe. But here's the thing. The common thing most successful gurus, companies, and personal brands is not the fact that they can get a lot of attention. It's the fact that they actually own the attention to stay relevant. Anyone here in this world can learn how to run an ad, do some silly dancing video, post a pretty Canva post, and get some targeted attention instantly. But if you really think about all of your high ticket purchases of courses, mentors, and masterminds, I can almost guarantee they've all been after consuming a ton of content, free trainings, case studies, testimonials, and more information. You've made those choices after consuming content, getting to know, like, and trust this person, right? So why should it be any different, or if not, why shouldn't it not be the same for when others try and buy your coaching and services? Why would you want to follow anything else? So let's dive into like the old, outdated, and more expensive way of getting clients. And I used this strategy like right up until end of 2022, because this is what I thought was the right way, but this way is slowly dying. The way it works, ultimately, all we look at doing is we get attention through paid ads, cold DMs, viral content, or group trolling. And then what we try and do with that attention is we just try and sell to it. We try and jump in bed straight away through the method of like, funnels, or like the neon sign of like, buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my shit, which so many coaches just do all the time. Free webinars, DM chatbots. Some of this stuff I used to use, right? But things evolve over time, and this is the new way of doing things, which I'll cover in a moment. And that's the whole point of our training right now. But why is this like the worst way of doing this? And why is this the worst type of funnel to be using in 2023? Well, I want you to consider this. You are basically pitching to people who have been pitched 1,000,000 times by now. You are trying to sell a solution to someone who doesn't even know their problem yet. The ball is in their court since you paid to be in front of their face. Think about that. If you're running just paid ads right now, you're paying to be put in someone's face. So it's up to that person, that prospect, that lead, to go, am I going to click? Am I not going to click? Am I going to scroll? So the ball's in their court. And even if you manage to book a call, you still have to do tons of selling, as they don't really know who you are or what it is that you do just yet. The final thing is you spend hours trying to create perfectly orchestrated content in a bid to go viral and just hope that the algorithm gods do their thing for you. And when you follow all of this, like this traditional approach, right, you end up with low conversions, expensive lead cost, expensive cost per acquisition, and pain in the ass clients. And that's the last thing that you want to be dealing with. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't want to be dealing with that shit. So let's get into the new way. An incubator that creates a never-ending flow of red-hot buyers. Now, the way this works is it starts off by we generate attention. Then we own that attention. Then we have specific problem and solution focused content. So then we can sell to our ideal warmed up prospects. And I'm going to break all this down as we go through this, so please bear with me. But let's just start with the first aspect of this sort of funnel or system here. Getting and owning attention, introducing the community funnel. First things first, quality does matter. Oh, but Gary Vee says just to post and play the volume game. Let's be clear here. You're not Gary Vee, you're not Grant Cardone, you're not Tony Robbins. And if you are watching this, then this probably isn't going to be you, so just cross this video off right now. But think about it this way. Would you hire an obese personal trainer? Just like if you just saw one and they were going to help you, would you hire them? No, of course you wouldn't. But would you assume that an in-shape personal trainer knows what they're doing? Absolutely you would. You would just assume there's tons of personal trainers out there that look great, but they have no idea. But like you're missing the point here. And yes, there are nuances to this, but you get what I mean, like what I just said, right? Second, you need to commit to posting once per day indefinitely. Oh, Josh, I'm not good on camera and I don't know what to post and blah, blah, blah. You're going to, all the bullshit excuses will come out. I don't care. Leave that at the door. Commit to posting once a day moving forward indefinitely, and I can guarantee you that it will always pay dividends. And if you continue to follow what I've shown you in this training today, you will know what to post and you'll get comfortable being on camera. But here's the thing, 99% of coaches are posting content completely wrong. Here's how to work out how much protein you need, right versus wrong exercise technique. Here's how to stay motivated. And while that content gets views, all that does is make you the expert. And experts are boring as fuck. Let's be honest, they're boring. Instead, you need to focus on these 4 types of content that we call the core identity content. Now I'm going to kind of speed through this as I know you don't have too much time right now, but let's go through this. So the first kind of content you should be posting is what we call teach content. Teach content is all about showing your expertise and educating your audience. The goal with this content is for it to be a painkiller and have it actually solve somebody's problems. We don't want this to be a multivitamin and make people just feel good. It needs to actually help somebody. Share content. So the focus of share content is to bring other people into our lives, like yours and mine's lives, and to create an intimate connection with our prospects. This is where you get to share more about who you are as an actual person, what beliefs you have, what values you have, what you enjoy doing like outside of just coaching, your backstory, your ambitions, dreams, and anything else to do with you and your life. Even the most meaningless things can be super interesting to other people, which actually creates connection. I always post me out in the sun without a shirt on, sitting there with Crocs on, looking like a dickhead. And you know what? So many people reach out to me and they're like, Josh, I just brought Crocs as well. And they send me photos and stuff like that. And as meaningless as that is, and even though that's got nothing to do with coaching, it's creating what? Connection. You might post a photo of you having a long black at the cafe. Someone else goes, oh, Sally also likes, Americanos or long black coffees, whatever you want to call them. Damn, that's my girl, that's my guy. So we create this connection. The next content is show content. So show content is all about showing to your audience how you do things and proving that you can actually get results with your coaching. This is where you want to share how your unique mechanism works, like your coaching methods, how you're actually different to the other coaches out there, proof that you get results for yourself and your clients, and then other shameless plugs of the business success. I always like to post congratulations on Sally for joining the Freedom Coach Formula. I'm so pumped to see your success. So it's a shameless plug. But again, it's showing to people that you're the real deal. And final piece of content here is give content. Give content is simple. Just give away free assets like lead magnets, checklists, mini courses, and other pieces of training, and anything else that you can do to give away that might be perceived as value from your prospects. And on top of that, it's also giving away opportunities to actually work with you. Give content simple. Now, when you combine all 4 types of content, you create a real human connection with your audience. Your audience will learn what to expect from you. You start attracting the right kind of followers, and you actually establish trust in the marketplace. This is a huge factor here. Trust is lower than ever. Why? There's a million and one other fucking coaches out there trying to do what you're trying to do. But here's the thing. If you post too much expert and promotional content, you will force yourself to lose authenticity. But if you post too much you content, you just make people want to be your friend, right? But by focusing on core identity content, we find balance in the middle ground. We're not an expert, we're not a friend, we become a leader. That's the key part. From there, the types of content that you need to be posting. Now let's keep this simple and super high level. Feed posts. If you've ever explored posting content before, you would know the strategies, tactics, and algorithms, they're forever changing, right? We can never keep up. Hashtags used to be all the rage. Now they're almost pointless. But as of July 2023, Reels are Instagram's primary focus, so videos. So please keep in mind that I just like to keep things super simple, and all my strategy is, here's my exclusive content strategy. I just post one high quality reel every single day, and then throughout the week, all I like to do is just post the odd image here and there just to break up the feed and to show a little bit more into my life. Oh my God, shock. Surely it's more complex. No, that's it. One reel a day, the odd photo here and there in the feed, and that's it for the feed. It's as simple as that. Then stories come into play. This is where you can get a little bit more strategic. So we've got a few different sort of options here, and there's no post this one exactly here at 2 p.m. or any of that crap. It's just post a blend of this. Simplicity is key. First one is come along with me. These are simple. Just document a little bit of your general day-to-day life. You don't need to be getting on your Instagram stories and hi guys, just wanted to jump on here and let you know that the coffee shop messed up my triple shot almond latte with caramel sauce. You don't have to be doing that bullshit, but it's just, on the fly, stream of conscious snaps. So if I'm out maybe walking my dogs, I might get a snap. If I've got my Crocs on, I'm you know what? I'm going to post my Crocs. Or I could be at the gym, could be anything. It's just come along with me. This though, it shouldn't be planned out. You shouldn't be oh, okay, today I need to do a day in the life. None of that. Just stream of conscious, just let it happen. Hand raisers, these are strategic posts that you would post 2 times per week. Here's the strategy. The goal of the hand raiser is to just get people to raise their hands to get your help or to receive some sort of free thing. So you might be posting a thing looking for 2 clients, had 2 spots open up. Who's interested? That's really shit, but you get what I'm saying. Then someone reaches out, that's a hand raiser. Testimonials and social proof. Another simple one, but showcase client wins, results, and clients joining your program. These could also be about your results as well. Asset giveaways, so giving away lead magnets, free pieces of training, or anything else that would be of value to your ideal prospects. Pain point polls, these are a game changer if you want to get some quick sales. Excellent conversation starters, but all you need to do is literally just grab a photo, put a poll on the top of that, and then all you want to do is like ask what your niche is struggling with in terms of getting to point B, which is their goal. If you're, I don't know, let's say like working with men in their 30s, it's like what's the top thing that's stopping you from getting shredded right now? Nutrition, training, mindset, not knowing what to do. Whatever they pick, you can then just reach out to them and be like, hey dude, saw you struggling with training programs at the moment. What about training struggle? All you're doing is genuinely being curious. Start a conversation and all of a sudden you've got a connection and then generally a sale in the end at some point. It might not be straight away, but at some point. The final piece of the stories is a long form plug. So if you're already writing like a newsletter or maybe you're making like YouTube videos, these are great for just like shamelessly plugging your content in for people to continue binging. So I have a newsletter at the time of filming this. I post like maybe once a week, once a fortnight. I just shamelessly plug that every now and then. And I just talk about the topic so people can go and consume more, get to know, like, and trust me. And as you can see, buy from me at some point. The next is story highlights. So these are important because when someone lands on your Instagram profile, what's the first thing they see? Profile photo, bio, the content you have, and then the pinned highlights. These are and will act as mini funnels. So you'll have what's called your hero story. So what actually drives you to do what you do, what obstacles have you faced, what transformation have you gone through, and share your belief that maybe anyone else could achieve success. Your story is important. People want to get to know you. As much as you want to post about all the expert stuff and be the expert guru, people want to get to know you on a deeper personal level. The next story highlight is like a lifestyle highlight. Now I'm not going to sit here and read this whole thing. You'll actually get access to this resource, but a massive problem that coaches do face is all they do is just try and be the expert with their content, like, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But when you just try to be the expert, you lose authenticity in the process. You become boring. It's so boring looking at just expert content. So if you have a story highlight that's like lifestyle, and it's like whatever you just get up to in your life. Like if you're a coffee fanatic, post you getting coffees. If you're one that likes traveling, post traveling. If you like going out and partying on the weekends, post that. You know, if you like sci-fi, post that. The most random things people will actually connect with. But think about it this way. People connect with people who, number one, live fun and interesting lives. And two, this is the key part, have similar interests, beliefs, and values. Now, there's a 99% chance if you're watching this video right now, you have a lot of similar interests, beliefs, and values to me. I like traveling. I like free time. I like being out in the sun. I like making lots of money. I like running online businesses. You're the same kind of person, otherwise you wouldn't be here watching this. So just think about that for a second. Next is results. You know, showcase that you can actually get kick-ass results for your clients. And obviously you too. If you don't have any social proof, that's fine. Don't have it up. Or you could just make yourself the social proof. You know, have your transformation on there. And finally, free assets and giveaways. So you can have like, you know, the fourth one that's essentially just like all the free things that you give away. And every time you just post up like a hand raiser story or like an asset giveaway on your story, you can then pin that to the highlight. So if someone wants to go through, they can see all the free things that you're giving away, and they might DM you a keyword, you know, resource, and you send them the free thing. Pretty straightforward. Now, let's give this community funnel some steroids and speed things up. Now, the reason why we want to kind of speed things up a little bit here and add some gas to the fire, paid ads work. Posting content works. Building a brand works. It all works. But there's pros and cons to all of them. However, the community funnel, which I just ran you through, which is all of that different kind of content, core identity content, the problem with that is it can be a timely process. And I don't know about you, but my patience is pretty low at the best of times. So how can we actually speed that up? How can we take this sort of content brand building focus, add some steroids to it, and speed this motherfucker up? Pretty straightforward, right? Like I've said here, the traditional approach to ads works, but it's expensive and can take months to dial in if you aren't clear on your message, offer, and positioning. Back when I had the Bikini Body project, it took me 6 months and $5,000 in ad spend to get my paid ad strategy dialed in inside of my business. Damn, man. So what can we do to actually speed that up? Here's where we look at entering the profile visit ads. So these aren't ads where it's like, buy my thing. What we're looking at doing here is like just one simple ad that won't murder your moolah, unlike the traditional approach to ads. We're not trying to hard sell them right away. We're not trying to use any like sneaky tactics to get their details. And we're definitely not cold calling or like awkwardly chasing people in the DMs. All we're doing is driving people to our Instagram profile. That's it. So it's something as simple as, if you are a coach or a health coach and you're looking at taking your business online, but you're struggling with X, Y, and Z, go ahead and shoot me a follow here on Instagram. Go through my past content where I teach my followers how to desired outcome, desired outcome, desired outcome. Simple as that. It's like 20, 30 seconds. We run that as a boosted post and it brings people into our world. So now we're accelerating this community funnel process. But think of it this way. It's personal brand stacked with core identity content, stacked with targeted ads, equals an ideal breeding ground for prospects and buyers. This is how we take paid ads and content and we go doosh and we marry the two together and we create this like beast of a system, right? And that's why this system is so good. But if you're still not 100% convinced that this system trumps everything else out there, I want you to look at it this way. Post only organic content and praying for virality equals slow growth. Or running cold ads without a huge budget is an extremely turbulent time. And ads only ever focus on what we call the 3% of the market who are ready to buy now and know who to choose, but they don't know who to choose based on hundreds of ads in their feed. So when we run paid ads, let me get my pencil out, all you ever do is you focus on the 3% of people in the market that are ready to rock and roll right now. But that 3%, there's like 1,000,001 other coaches like, hey, buy my thing. No, buy my thing. You know, this way, this way, this way. So you're just competing against the noise of so many other people and it's just a pain in the ass, right? But when we can actually like meet in the middle ground and focus on building a personal brand, posting the 4 types of core identity content, and then paying for speed and eyeballs on our content, we then start to focus on the 97% of people in what we call the larger market formula. So you can see here we've got people that are not problem aware, people that are problem aware, and then people that are in information gathering mode. When we use what I'm teaching you right now, we focus on this 97% of people. And now you might look at this and go, well, that's not the 3% of people that are buying. You would be surprised how quickly people can move through this pyramid with the right kind of content. I've seen people go from cold to sold in a day, but they weren't from ads because they came in via this ecosystem. So this is super powerful, like so powerful. So the question becomes, why should I focus on the other 97% and not just 3% who are ready to buy right now? Like, simple. Think back to what I spoke to you about earlier with your specific buying behavior. When I say you, yes, you. 95% of the time, you only buy after consuming a ton of content, pieces of training, case studies, testimonials, and information. Meaning you actually had multiple touch points with this person, course, business, whatever, before buying. Rarely do you impulse buy high ticket services and products, and even if you did, I can almost bet that when you moved from the bottom of the larger market formula to the top, all the time you were wasting trying to run paid ads and create content that goes viral, you could have been spent on following what I've just shown you in this training, which works at lightning speed compared to the junk that you're used to trying. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm not going to pitch you or anything stupid right now, but I could literally end the video right here and you would already see so much better paid and organic performance. But I really want to over deliver today and go above and beyond any like guru out there. Like I said, I'm just giving all this away for free. So make sure you engage with this video in some kind of way, since I literally spent like the entire week building this bad boy out. Also, feel free to DM me the words one pager on Instagram and I'll actually send you this document, this resource that I'm going through today. But let's fire up the money printing machine. Here's where we start to print some of that sweet, sweet moolah, right? So the DM conversation process. Now, I want you to swing back up here for a moment. If you think about this process here, what we've kind of gone through now is attention, owning the attention, specific kind of content. Now we need to look at selling to these motherfuckers. We've got to get these people over the line. We need to print the cash, right? That's why we're here at the end of the day, if you think about it. So let's dive into the money printing machine. We start with the DM conversation process. Now that we've got attention and raving fans, we need a process to create a conversion, to create conversions with our prospects to be able to, number one, create connection, two, see if they're a 5-star prospect, and three, book them in for a discovery call. So how do we actually see if they are a 5-star prospect? Well, I've got 5 qualifying sort of categories we can put this person into. Number one, they're willing to engage in a dialogue. You're not going to be messaging them, and if they're not replying, man, which means your opening message either sucks or they don't like you. Sorry to tell you, but it's the truth. Number two, they're being friendly and cooperative. There's nothing worse than trying to talk to someone when you can tell that they don't want to talk to you. Number three, they know what they want, or worst case scenario, what they don't want. Number four, they know when they want it. There's no point trying to help someone if they've told you that they don't want to work towards their goal for another year. What's the point? And number five, they would actually like some help. Like if they say, I've got a coach already, or I'm good doing this on my own, don't try and force a fart when it's shit. It's as simple as that. Next, the appointment setting message sequence. Now, this is super high level. There's tons of stuff that I didn't go into today because this is like another long ass training that you don't have time for. But here's the sequence. You appear, pop up in their inbox. Sally with an apostrophe. How's business? How's life? You open the conversation with a question, number two. Number three is you drop. So what you want to do is you're this like guru expert in the eyes of this prospect. So what you want to do is drop 1 millimeter below that person for 1 second. So all you'll do is like maybe send them a voice note or a message and you're like, hey, sorry if I take a little bit of time to reply, just waiting for a coffee at the coffee shop. Something like that. Or just out walking my dog, so might drop my phone. So if I don't reply, ASAP, sorry. Doesn't always have to be like a sorry, but just show that you are a real person. That's all they need to see. Then we need to go through this cycle of ask, feel, show. Ask where they're at, where they want to be. So show some sort of feeling towards that. Like you might be like, so where do you want to go? And they're like, I want to lose 10 kilos, but I don't know how to do it. And you're like, yeah, look, most of our clients once struggled too, so I know how it feels and you're not alone. So it's showing that you know how to do it, but it's not showing what to do, if that makes sense. Then we offer, and you might have to dance around in 4, 5, 6 for a couple of times. Bear with me on that one there. So you might have to go around and around and around. Sometimes they give you everything in one go. Then we have offer, sell, excite. So what we want to look at doing here is offering something like, hey dude, would you be open to some more advice on something like this? I would love to get on a call with you and go through a couple of things, as I've definitely got a couple of ideas. Would you be keen? So you've offered something. Now you're selling the reason why you want to do that. And then once they book in, you want to excite them. And this links back to the drop. You're like, dude, just got your booking. Everything looks great. Can't wait to speak. Coffee's here. Got to run now and walk the dogs. I'll chat to you on Monday the 4th, whatever it is. But that's the appointment messaging sequence. Pretty straightforward. Once you nail this, and honestly, like it's so simple that you'd be surprised how well this process actually works once you have every part of the equation sort of dialed in and solved up until this sort of point. Okay, here's your action plan, the Freedom Coach Formula. Now, this system is hands down the simplest, cheapest, and most effective and most predictable organic and paid acquisition system you could ever use. We get the best of all worlds here if you think about it. Like we've got personal brand, core identity content, plus paid traffic. We're doing everything. Some people just do ads, some people just do content, some people just do branding. We're taking it all. We're going to slap it all together and watch how amazing it works. So let me quickly dive into the process here on a high level, as I know we're running tight on time. I'm sorry. So we've got a high level overview here. Mind map, whatever you want to call this bad boy, doesn't matter. So content, paid ads. This is the attention aspect. We're driving people to our Instagram. Yes, just Instagram. Not Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, just Instagram. Because if you're watching this, there's a pretty good chance that you're below 50K a month right now and you don't have this system dialed in, which means you are not ready to branch out into multiple platforms. Once we've got people, with our sort of, we've got attention on the Instagram platform with our content and our ads, we basically achieve a follower, right? And they end up in what we call here this incubator. And all we're doing here is just incubating these people through daily stories and content, hand raisers, and retargeting ads. The content that we're posting is around limiting beliefs. There's some value in there. There's some objections. Think about the 4 types of content I told you about just previously. We're posting that. But in this incubator, we come in on the left, out on the right. Hopefully that's the same side for you right now. But just understand that every lead will have their own unique incubating time depending upon their buyer awareness level. So some people might make it through this straight away and book a call in with you immediately, which I've seen time and time again. Some people, they might come in here and then 3 months later, they're finally like, hey, I want your help. So just understand that each person coming through has their different time in that incubator. Not everyone is ready to go right now. And that's why this system is so good, because it incubates people constantly. It's not just like buy or die. We then follow a simple DM process like I just showed you, book them in for what we call a discovery call. They follow some sort of pre-call sequence where there's like a thank you video and a few other things to make sure that they're nurtured before the call. You sell them on the call, bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a new client. Pretty straightforward. Now, you might be asking like the question of like, yeah, cool, like this all looks good and sounds great, but I'd never be able to manage all of this realistically while, you know, having a life, getting myself to the gym, family, kids, clients, whatever it is. So we need to look at actually automating this system to the best we can. It won't be completely automated, but almost. And like, you're totally right with those thoughts as well. Like as a business owner, you only want to be spending like 20% of your time on the things that are actually going to bring 80% of the results. So the growth and the revenue, whatever's driving the needle forward in the business. And then you want to look at either automating, delegating, or eliminating the other 80% of that work that you would actually need to do. So here's how to make all this work efficiently, right? Writing content, sit down for 1 to 2 hours a week and just write content. Don't try and do this all in one go, like write, create, edit, post. Split this across days or times in your day. Filming content, ideally you want to look at actually batching this content. So what I do is I sit down and I batch out 7 videos at a go. Takes me about 30 minutes in front of my camera, but no more than 1 to 2 hours a week. For your editing, you can do like in-app, like in the actual Instagram app, you've got CapCut, or you can look at outsourcing to an editor. Depending on the complexity of your videos and how like fancy you want them to be, the time will obviously vary. But again, you don't need fancy fucking Hormozy captions to make sales. I just want to make that clear. You don't need, you know, pop-up things and bings and clicks and $ noises and crap like that. The most important thing is the actual quality of the content and the message that's being conveyed by the prospect. So just keep that in mind. Running ads, these are simple as like 3 to 4 clicks on the Instagram app. Honestly, jump on YouTube, you'll figure it out. It's super simple. But the good thing about these ads, if you follow what I just mentioned earlier about how to do it, they can run for like 2, 3, 4 months before you actually need to refresh them. They are like food and they will expire at some point, but usually 2 to 4 months they'll last. So that's pretty good on a timeline, you know, scale. For posting the content, it takes you 5 minutes a day. I manually post my content because for me, I want to actually see it go out. I want to be present and I want to be doing that. But if you don't want to do that, you've got like Flick Social, Later, or there's tons of other softwares out there that can schedule out these posts for you. And then in terms of the DMs, you can look at doing this yourself, which I still personally do my DMs because I want to be engaged and create the connection. But you could easily delegate this to like a commission-based appointment setter for like, commission-based based on the appointments being set, or a $3 to $5 VA. But usually this process, we're not going to be like pumping out hundreds and hundreds of messages because the people coming in this incubator are generally already warmed up and we just need a quick conversation and they're usually ready to rock and roll. So it's not that much of a timely process, trust me. But let's look at tying everything together that I've just been through. So what I've just shared is like the front to back acquisition system my paying clients are literally using inside of the Freedom Coach formula. Like my clients are paying me multiple 5 figures to be inside of this program, and I'm like just giving away all this. So hopefully if they are watching this, I'm sorry, but they know that this isn't like literally everything, but this is most of what we do. But at this point, you should be able to take everything I've gone over, implement it into your own coaching business, and watch the torrential downpour of leads and calls that start to happen. You don't need anything else. That's it. Take this, implement it, guarantee you that your business will fucking grow. So what now then, right? We've got 3 options. Option number 1 is you can literally just close this off and go back to what you were doing up until now and consider that, you know, you've made it this far in the training. If that's the case, it's most likely that you're operating from a place of like super average results and slow traction. So like the question then is like, how much more willpower and energy do you think you can spend and waste just treading water? And like, how much longer are you going to just go on without seeing the predictability that you want? Like that's option 1. It's what most people do. They'll just watch this and they'll just go, oh, cool, great, more information, and they just go back to their life. They never implement. It's like, dude, no wonder you don't have a business. Or you could go down option 2. Take the step-by-step process laid out here in this resource and actually put it to work. You can apply these frameworks and systems yourself to get similar results, but obviously like there are still like a ton of other nuances and roadblocks that you'll undoubtedly encounter and potentially get stuck on. That's the thing. Like there's only so many things you can take that are for free that you're like, yeah, cool, I can work that out. But there's bound to be roadblocks you run into. And like I've said it a couple times in this video, but there's like hundreds of other things I could have included in here, but it's all going to depend on your unique situation. And I know that you don't have hours to go through this. Like we've already 35 minutes deep. The third and final option, right, is you can actually work one-to-one directly with me, get your hand held through this entire process using what I call the Freedom Coach formula. Simply put, I'll help you with everything I've gone over today, and then also self-mastery and goal-setting exercises, because think about it this way. If you don't have the business that you want yet, it's because you haven't become the person that can run it yet. So it's important that we go through that. One-to-one game plan calls, working directly with me. We'll go through high-ticket offer creation, niches, organic and paid content ideation and strategy, sales and appointment setting frameworks and training. You'll be a part of this like kick-ass community with a whole bunch of other industry misfits, weekly community support calls, and then how to actually deploy systems automation. But like, I'm not going to be here and just write this giant list. There's a shit ton more stuff involved. Trust me, this is freaking amazing. But I'm a huge believer in actually giving everything away and selling on the implementation, mentoring, and accountability side of things, because 99% of the time, we don't need more information. We actually need implementation. That's what you need, not just more information like what you've done here. So when you work directly with me, I need you to know that you're actually not going to lose. Like there's no chance of you losing. How or why? Well, worst case scenario, you'll actually just learn all of my systems, processes, frameworks. You'll get all access to everything and gain a highly engaged audience of red hot buyers. Like if you don't make any money, you're still going to get so much value out of this. Second is the best case scenario. You'll actually build and grow your online coaching business to like 10, 20K monthly recurring revenue, and you'll have built a fun, simple, profitable, and nearly automated business. It's as simple as that. Like either way, you can't lose. So I need you to know that if you want to go with option number 3, that I do run on an application only basis. So if you do want to apply and you want to find out more information, there's a link right there. You can click that, or I'm sure you follow me on Instagram. Just DM me the word apply. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm going to follow my DM process. I'm going to make sure you're a 5-star prospect, and then I'm going to make sure that you would be a good fit for the Freedom Coach formula. And if that's the case, we'll bring you in, and we're going to get you some kick-ass results. But until next time, my friend, I'll see you in the next video.